Trump versus DeSantis. So um, I don't know if anybody's really been following it yet, as far as that sort of mini race goes, because realistically, anybody else who enters this space is just going to get trounced. So I don't know what you're going to see as far as when they start the primary race. If you're actually going to see anybody else jump in, like a, you know, I don't know, maybe who's another popular Republican right now, even like a Rand Paul or something like that. I don't think they'll. I think they're smart enough maybe to get out of the way of this one, because realistically, it's just the two front runners of DeSantis and Trump. But this article here, this is Politico, so you can take it with a grain of salt. They talk a little bit. I'm not going to go through the actual article because I think it's a bit of horseshit. But I'm going to go through a couple little things, little points that they make. One of the points they kind of make on this is that that Trump's like his percentage of his these are based on polls, so you can't be really too stuck on this. But as far as his polling percentage, it's actually gone down a little. Um, and they go into explaining it a little bit as far as what they think, which I think is kind of bullshit. I'll read a little bit. It says, combined with the perception that former President Trump hurt the GOP in November's midterm election, seems to be bolstering Governor DeSantis's potential candidacy. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I could kind of see that in a way. I mean, I don't think he necessarily did much with the midterm elections. I mean, I know he was, um, I know he backed a few candidates, and then he kind of, I don't know, he did what Trump does best, and he said some shit he probably shouldn't have said. But I don't think he really hurts his base very much. I think what hurts his base is the fact that you have DeSantis that just looks and acts better than Trump. He's younger, he's fresher, he's got all the Trumpisms to him, and he doesn't kind of shoot his mouth off as much. So I think that might bode well for DeSantis, and I think people might think that if Trump lost his second, like his reelection, that maybe that might be it for him. But I think also that the Democrats want Trump to win, so I think they'll do everything they can to try and help Trump's chances, because I think they know they can beat him, or at least they think they can beat him, right? And it really would depend on what Biden's going to do too. If Biden's going to run again, that changes the dynamic as well, because I don't think Biden could beat. I don't think Biden could beat another dead guy at this point. So, and he's basically running dead. So okay, so the last sort of thing here, it says, uh, yeah, this is bullshit anyway. He's just talking about the polls. And again, these polls, when they do these polls, they're so stupid. Like this one here was a thousand voters. You're doing a poll on 1,000 voters. It's such a drop in the bucket that it doesn't matter. So you poll a certain area and you're gonna get, maybe you get a 70% polling for Trump out of those thousand people over DeSantis. Doesn't mean shit. Has to be larger numbers, and obviously depending on where you're polling, if you're polling in Florida, you're gonna obviously get higher, but probably, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but you're most likely gonna get a higher percentage for DeSantis. So I think this is going to be a continuing story on this to see who actually edges this out. But my feel is that I don't think Trump is going to be beaten yet by DeSantis. Uh, so I hope he does. Obviously, that's where my desire is there. But I don't think he's going to beat him, because I think he's going against the whole establishment. Oddly enough, I think Trump is the guy that the establishment wants to run, because they just don't think he's going to win again.